All right, what's up? What's up? What's up? Salute everybody out there, the ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Mirage back this evening. Hopefully everything has been peaceful. So I want to, give an update to the people out there so you all will be, brought up to speed on what's going on and what you can expect from this point forward. So in this last year, I've been working with a lot of other brothers in my personal life and in my business life to take a lot of what we've been dealing with here in the Midnight Mirage to the next level. These past few years, I've been making a lot of tapes concerning with the history and other various esoteric topics and subjects to help people understand, a little bit more about knowledge of self, past world events, current world events, etc. And, it's been pretty good thus far. I see a lot of people in the comment sections, in the various videos. That's a good thing. And even though the videos may have been shadow banned, or I don't know if YouTube is not circulating them or whatever, but even though they don't get the views that I want, it's okay. It's okay. We still have had some good people showing up. In addition to when I came out with the book and it was available to the public, I want to salute and thank those people who bought it. Very, very appreciative of you all. A lot of love and a lot of respect for you all, because that's who I'm doing it for, the people out there that really want to get the information and take their own understanding to the next level. So something that I wanted to add was some type of a soundtrack, some type of a music or some type of an audio, because we already got the books. Okay. I've already been making videos talking about information. So now we're going to go into the realm of audio and music with this information as well. So just think about, somewhat of a Midnight Mirage soundtrack, me putting out albums and coming up with certain concepts, me doing the executive producing and figuring out clever ways and entertaining ways and educational ways to get the same information that somebody would get from the books, but also in the music. And, being that indigenous people created the modern quote unquote hip hop or quote unquote rap culture, it would only be right that, Blackbeard would carve out his space within that market. Personally, I grew up off of the hip hop or the quote unquote rap culture. So it's very, very easy for me to express myself in that arena and that industry. And because I've been educated and my collegiate background is in business, I can understand that environment without, being manipulated. So I've just chosen to capitalize and take advantage of that by basically starting my own copyright publishing company, my own record label, and creating, certain sounds and certain music that I know you all would appreciate and you all will be able to gain from it and benefit from it. Now, what is the mission with a lot of this stuff? And a lot of the music in the hip hop today, let's just say that it has a certain vibration. Some of it is good, some of it is bad. But over here at Red Stick Records, because that's the name of my record label, over here at Red Stick, our mission is more so to uplift the people. It is more so to inspire and motivate the people, because a lot of this music out here today, like I say, is very, very negative. And it is unfortunate because the people in this society have been socially engineered and conditioned to have a lot of low self-esteem and low confidence about themselves. And that's why a lot of this negative rap is supported very much, because, think about it. Like, you got a lot of rappers out here, they on the microphone talking about how they gonna fuck your bitch. That you ain't getting no money. They'll spin the block and wet you up. And it's like, y'all just listening to it, shaking your heads like everything is cool, but subconsciously and indirectly. And when I say y'all, I'm not necessarily talking to the people listening to this, but just people in general, especially in our community. But subconsciously and indirectly, a lot of that music is attacking the self-esteem of people. So if you listening to a song, for example, and it's in the song, the lyrics and the content of the song is that, if you're not making no money or if you're not balling, then you don't deserve no play. Or, for example, I just heard one of the city girls, she was giving an interview, and in the interview, she said something along the lines of, if a nigga ain't making no money, he don't deserve no pussy, or he don't deserve no sex, or something like that. So, a lot of these entertainers, whether they really believe that stuff or not, but when they put that stuff out, it has a negative impact on the listener and the viewer. And a lot of people won't admit this either. A lot of people won't admit that when you're looking at a lot of these rap videos and some of these visuals, especially these drill videos, when they in the video talking about how they'll, turn your head into damn oodles and noodles, and they point the lasers at the screen. They point the barrels of the AK at the screen. It's almost like, damn, like, are you making the music to uplift the people and inspire the people, or do you see these people as your enemy? And it's unfortunate that, a lot of people in our community are so used to the abuse that it seems almost like the more abrasive and the more abusive the music is, the more support it gets. And also, I'll say this too, these record labels in the music industry, these corporations, the only reason they invest in finance and that stuff is because us as the people, that's what we choose. That's what we like. That's the kind of stuff we like. There are a lot of artists and rappers out here, musicians, that may want to put out positive, enlightening music, but they have a feeling that the people won't support it. And the truth is that they are correct. The people will not support no positive enlightenment music. So they choose to just get on demon time and put out a lot of demonic frequencies. And honestly, I really don't blame them, because you got to remember that most people in the business world, they're in it for a profit. They're not really in it to entertain you. They're really in it to turn a profit. So if you all want to hear destructive music, you all want to hear music that is literally ripping your soul out, you want to hear music that's literally damaging your own heart and damaging your own consciousness, then that's all these people are going to continue to make. But, me, in the position of a CEO, I don't necessarily want to do that, because I don't have to do that. I know how to communicate and still get my point across. And I don't have to sell out to no weak ass fans and no low self-esteem ass black people just because this is what our folks are used to. I know how to still, put together artists and certain people to put out good content, good music that'll both be, it'll sound good and it's entertaining. But at the same time, there will be some type of an upliftment to it, because you gotta understand, man, when you listen to the music, that's being the soundtrack of your life. A lot of the music you listen to, you may, be motivated to go work out, or be motivated to go and get some money. Some of you may be motivated to go and try to get in a relationship, whatever the case may be. But I guess what I'm saying is that the music just has a certain vibration that it puts out, and the message and the content of the music is very, very important. So like me, for example, I can listen to a bunch of 3-6 Mafia and a bunch of drill rap, but it's not going to really affect me consciously like that. But the average person in our community, they aren't mentally as mature as I am. So they can't listen to that type of music and put it down and then tune back into reality. Or even me, like I may listen to a drill song when it's talk about taking out the ops, but in my mind, I may be thinking about the Ku Klux Klan, or I may be thinking about, the so-called Illuminati, or I may be thinking about the evil Masons or the evil Boule. They're the ops in my mind. So when I'm listening to the drill rap and I'm, listening to it, pointing my guns in the air and shit in the bathroom, that's who I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about the real enemy. So the way we perceive this stuff, it must be redirected. But, instead of doing a bunch of talking and saying what the so-called artists need to do, sometimes you got to be the change that you want to see. So I've been blessed to wear many hats, being an accountant, being a writer, copyright publisher, etc. So I guess you could say now I'm in the area of the music executive. Not something I ever planned out doing. It's just something that the Most High kind of dropped on my lap. The opportunity presented itself and I'm running with it. So that's what we got going on, man. We're going to be putting out a lot of Midnight Mirage soundtracks. And right now we got Volume 1 out, called The Emperor's Revival, iFortune's Greatest Hits Volume 1. That's the name of our first, I guess you could say, EP, album, or project. But it's called The Emperor's Revival, iFortune's Greatest Hits Volume 1. And this is, put out by the group. And also, it ain't me by myself. I got another brother I'm doing business with. I got several brothers I'm doing business with. Salute and shout out to them. They know who they are. But the umbrella that we are all under, sometimes you're going to hear Midnight Mirage. Sometimes you're going to hear iFortune. And sometimes you're going to hear Red Stick Records, the Red Stick Mafia, or the Red Stick family. But nevertheless, this is all the same group of people because, I have the mindset on, coming through something as a group. One man can't get the job done by himself. So when you empower other brothers that are good in business, you all can all rise up together. So, that's what we're doing. And the first artist that I'm putting a lot of my efforts in is a brother I grew up with. So he's the one that's featured on this album. It's 7 songs, and he's basically on all of them by himself. His name is Ameen. He grew up with me on the south side in Riverdale, but he's also from the west side of Atlanta too. MLK, Ashby, you know what I'm saying, the Bluff, all that. So he's going to be the one to really redirect a lot of what's going on in the music industry, with his music and the message we put behind it. And the more of you all support it, the bigger it'll get. So a lot of what I'm talking about in this tape too is to get the people that's, subscribed, I guess, to this Midnight Mirage Blackbeard channel to go over to the Red State Records channel. I want you all to subscribe to that channel. I want you all to listen to the album on that channel. And also we have an iTunes link because it's on iTunes as well. So you can stream it off of iTunes. So it'll be on your personal phone. You can listen to it when you're working out or whatever it is that you're doing. But I want you all to go over to the Red State Records page. I'm going to leave a link in the description box. Subscribe to the page, listen to the album over there. And then, support us on Apple, support us on iTunes. We got it up on that. And, we're an independent company. We're an independent small business. There are some larger companies that we work with, but just to keep our integrity, we choose to keep everything separate and stay independent. We own our own copyrights, etc. So that's what we got going on here. So I guess, to kind of wrap this tape up, the whole point is that in order for us to take this indigenous movement to the next level, to get more people to respect it, to get more people to hear about it, you just got to be very, very creative on how it's displayed and expressed. So, I guess I'm just creating this music movement and adding this to the community, for all the people on YouTube, Instagram, wherever you may be. And, this is something that's a wave that we can all ride, I guess. It's kind of all new to me. I was always used to more so just listening to the music, but not necessarily making my own. And also, too, I'm not a rapper. I'm not an artist. If anything, I'm an executive producer, meaning that I help, get the sound, come up with the content and things of that nature. But I don't actually do the recording. My boy Ameen, he's the one that does the recording. He's the one that you're going to see performing the songs. He's basically the flag of the company, so just like Death Row had Tupac, just like, Bad Boy had Biggie, you know what I'm saying? Like Red State Records, we have Ameen, so he's our guy. And I want the people to support him. And just to give you a little background on Ameen, like I said, I grew up with him. And a lot of our experiences are coming from the same areas. And the brother Ameen has, he's found his higher path as well. So a lot of his content will reflect what he's learned through his Hebraic and Islamic studies. Because it would be foolish for anybody to be hanging with Blackbeard, but they're not, brought up to speed, and they're not up on game when it comes to this indigenous history. They're not up on game when it comes to real Islamic Hebraic culture. That would be hypocritical for somebody to be around me and not understand that. So I've done a lot of work, what I mean behind closed doors, is helping him raise his scholarship, do extra reading and stuff like that. And he's done a lot of his own reading, on his own. The brother has gotten deep into the Quran and other things. So he's gotten his consciousness to a higher level. And I got a lot of love and a lot of respect for him. So if y'all rock with me, then y'all rock with Ameen pretty much, because I've been knowing him for over 2 decades. You know what I'm saying? So he's a good brother. And he got a good message to put out. And he doesn't want to do anything but help the people. He wants to see the people rise and shine. And he's going to use his own platform to do that. And I'm going to put a lot of effort and energy behind him so he can, get that shine, because when he gets the shine, we all get it. So Ameen is really representing all of us. He's not no egotistical type of guy. He ain't the type of brother that feel like he going to be shitting on you. And like I say, making rap songs to where you're really almost talking negative about your viewer, so, or the listener rather. So he ain't that type of guy. He's a good guy. And, I just wanted to say that so you all show him some support. So to get ready to wrap this tape up, I just wanted to let you all know that we got an album out called The Emperor's Revival. This is volume 1. We got many more volumes to come, many more artists to come. And these will be soundtracks to this whole indigenous history that we've been dealing with. A lot of the, trials and tribulations that so-called black people and really people in general, anybody that's about the truth and anybody that wants to resurrect the true, real reality, because it has been hijacked by an imposter or a false reality. And that's a lot of what you see around us. So we're going to be doing that. Also, too, man, if you're a brother or a sister that's listening to this and you are into production, meaning that you know how to make beats and stuff like that, if you make real good ones, and I mean good ones now, I don't mean nothing that don't sound good now, because I'm into like stuff that sounds professional, high quality stuff, stuff that can go on the radio, things of that nature. If you into production and stuff like that, you can hit me up as well in the comment section, because I'm looking for other producers that make good sounds that match a lot of the frequencies that I want to put out. And, if you got some beats and stuff like that, maybe you can send them to me. I can listen to them, and maybe I'll use some of them for volume 2, volume 3, or volume 4. So anybody out there that's in the music community, y'all can hit me up as well. And maybe if you are a woman, let's say for some of the females out there and the women who maybe you got a good singing voice or something like that, because I eventually in the future want to, deal with some female artists as well and probably have them featured on some stuff too. Especially if you are in the Atlanta area or if you are in like the Los Angeles, California area, because these are the home bases of Red State Records, iFortune, Midnight Mirage. We on the East and the West. So we got a home base in Atlanta, and we also have a home base in Los Angeles. So, whether you're on the East or West Coast, in the South, pretty soon we're going to be nationwide. When we get more resources and we get more capital and we can build up and grow our infrastructure. Because as I said before, we some independent brothers. We may be college educated, we may be entrepreneurs, but we don't have all the resources and finances yet. But that's okay. This stuff is all growing, and it's very, very good that it's like that at this state, because you all can grow with us. Y'all can actually think back on, when the page was small and nobody really knew about it, because pretty soon it's going to blow up. So this is a thing where we can all see the humble beginning and then rise into stardom together, because that's the kind of mindset I have. I have a mindset, it's very, very easy for me to get the shine in life. It always has been. I organically get it. I organically get the attention. But, I've come to a point where I realize that a lot of the attention that I get, I need to make sure it's going in the right areas. So, just keep that in mind as well, that, whatever, we just want to all grow in this thing together. What else do I want to say? So just to wrap it up, y'all go over to the Red State Records page, check the album out. It's 7 songs. Y'all comment on the videos, like the videos, share the videos. Y'all go over to the iTunes, check the link out, support us with that album. And we got plenty more to come. We're going to have a lot of behind the scenes footage. We're going to have a lot of music videos. We're going to do a lot of interviews, etc. All that, And also, let me say this too before we end it. Our people, because it's part of our culture, we still are a people who like to feel good. We like to look good, and it's about inspiration. So a lot of what we about at Red State Records too is being a real example of what wealth is. So the more resources we get, the more it's going to look like it. The more jewelry you're going to see us wearing, the more watches, the more nice vehicles, the more lavish trips and stuff like that. So that's another thing that I want to, include as well is, help you all see that there's a lifestyle that we could live once we get to our higher self. So it's not about just being poor and staying in this conservative type of lifestyle. No, this thing on life is about achieving what you're supposed to achieve, you being in the higher self, you taking care of the business that the creator wants you to take care of. And after that, the creator will bestow upon you the resources to live that lavish life, so you can floss and ball out of control or whatever it is that you like to do. So when you see Ameen, he going to be dripping, the jewelry and all that, because, if you look at any ancient picture, how many ancient pictures have I shown you all of the indigenous people that had on gold jewelry, gold teeth, etc. So, we're not no stiflers either now. We're going to still be having fun. We're going to still be throwing money. You know, we're going to have the nice looking women around, you know, but we're not going to, you know, disrespect the women. But basically, man, we're just trying to clean the culture up at the same time, not pull the swag up out of it. You know, we want to still keep the flavor in it because that's what the people like, you know, and we like it. You know, we still some young guys ourselves. We not old. So, yeah, man, we're gonna grow in this thing together, man. It'll be entertaining. It'll be fun for all of us. We'll all be educated from it. And it's a movement that all the people can kind of rally behind. You know, the Red Stick family. You know what I'm saying? The Red Stick Mafia. That's what this shit is. So, y'all show love to us, man, and we're going to keep showing you all love. Come over to the Red Stick Records page. I'm going to have the link in the description. I'm going to have the iTunes link in the description. And y'all just stay tuned.